A Deadly Deal in Riverside, American crime thriller story. Riverside, California, a city known for its calm neighborhoods, warm sunsets, and quiet suburban life. On the surface, everything felt ordinary. Families walked their dogs in the evening, kids played in front yards, and neighbors greeted each other with polite smiles. But beneath that calm exterior, something darker was unfolding, something that would soon turn into a nightmare. Sophia Miller had always known how to get what she wanted. She was in her early 30s, strikingly attractive, confident, and incredibly persuasive. People trusted her easily, especially men. Her charm wasn't loud or obvious. It was subtle, calculated, and dangerous. Her younger sister, Isabella Reed, was different in personality, but similar in mindset. She was quieter, more observant, but just as willing to cross lines when necessary. The two sisters shared more than blood. They shared secrets, ambitions, and a willingness to manipulate others for their benefit. Jason Carter never saw any of that coming. Jason was the kind of man people described as genuine. He worked hard, trusted deeply, and believed in love more than most. He met Sophia years ago, and what started as a casual friendship slowly turned into something deeper. Or at least, that's what he believed. For Jason, Sophia was everything. For Sophia, Jason was a resource. Over time, Jason began supporting her financially. It started small, helping with bills, gifts, dinners. But soon, it escalated. He gave her access to his bank account. Eventually, even his ATM card stayed with her most of the time. To Jason, it was trust. To Sophia, it was control. It didn't happen overnight. The doubts crept in slowly. A late-night message Sophia wouldn't explain. Calls she would ignore in front of him. Sudden disappearances followed by vague excuses. Jason wasn't naive, but he was in love. And love has a way of blinding even the smartest people. One evening, everything changed. Jason showed up unannounced at Sophia's apartment. The lights were on. Voices inside. Male voices. He knocked. A pause. Then hurried movement. When Sophia opened the door, her expression wasn't surprise. It was calculation. "Jason, what are you doing here?" That moment told him everything. The arguments that followed over the next few weeks were intense, emotional, and increasingly hostile. "You think you own me?" Sophia snapped during one fight. "I trusted you," Jason replied, his voice breaking. "I gave you everything. And that was your choice." That was the moment something inside Jason shifted. He no longer wanted the relationship. He wanted out. Breaking free wasn't as simple as walking away. Sophia wasn't willing to lose control. Not over Jason. And definitely not over the money. One night, she made her position clear. "If you want me out of your life," she said coldly, "it's going to cost you." Jason stared at her. "What are you talking about?" "Money," she replied. "You pay me, and I disappear. No drama, no problems." It wasn't a request, it was a demand. Jason couldn't believe what he was hearing. "You're blackmailing me?" Sophia leaned back, unfazed. "Call it whatever you want." But Jason had reached his limit. "No," he said firmly, "I'm done." Within days, he shut down his bank account, cut off all financial ties, blocked her calls. For the first time, Sophia lost control, and she didn't take it well. Sophia wasn't the type to accept defeat. If she couldn't control Jason through manipulation, she would control the situation another way. That's when Isabella stepped in. "You're letting him walk away?" Isabella asked one night. "He thinks he can just disappear," Sophia replied, her tone filled with anger. "So don't let him." That conversation marked the beginning of something much darker. Through mutual connections, they reached out to two men, Dylan Brooks and Ethan Cole. Dylan had a reputation, short temper, questionable past, and a willingness to do things others wouldn't. Ethan was quieter, but just as dangerous. The meeting happened in a dimly lit parking lot. Sophia laid it out clearly. "I don't want him dead," she said. "Just scare him, rough him up, make sure he understands." Dylan nodded slowly. "And if things go sideways?" Sophia hesitated, just for a second. "Just don't kill him." Money was exchanged, the plan was set. January 25, 2026, a cold, quiet night. Jason was driving back home, unaware that he was being followed. Dylan and Ethan tracked his movements, waiting for the right moment. When Jason pulled into a secluded stretch near an industrial area, they made their move. A car blocked his path. Before Jason could react, they were out of the vehicle. "What the hell is this?" Jason shouted as he stepped out. "Just a conversation," Dylan said, approaching him. The argument escalated quickly. Jason tried to defend himself, pushing, shouting. Then, a gun appeared. "No, wait," Jason raised his hands. A shot rang out, then another, and another. The silence that followed was heavier than the gunfire. Jason collapsed onto the cold pavement, bleeding, barely breathing. By the time help arrived, it was too late. The case shocked Riverside. A seemingly random shooting, no clear motive, no immediate suspects. Sophia and Isabella were questioned early on. Their connection to Jason raised suspicions, but there wasn't enough evidence. Sophia played her role perfectly. "Yes, we had a relationship," she admitted calmly. "But I haven't seen him in days." No contradictions. No proof. Within days they were released. The case went cold. Another unsolved homicide, or so it seemed. The case was reassigned to the Special Investigations Unit. This team didn't rely on assumptions. They relied on data. Phone records, location tracking, message history. Piece by piece, they rebuilt the timeline. And it didn't take long for patterns to emerge. Sophia's phone had been in constant contact with Dylan and Ethan. On the night of the murder, multiple calls, precise location matches. That was enough. Dylan and Ethan were arrested first. At the station, they stayed silent, at least at first. Hours passed. Pressure built. Then cracks began to show. "It wasn't supposed to go like that," Ethan finally said. Detectives leaned in. "What do you mean?" "We were just supposed to scare him." That was all it took. The rest came pouring out. Names, details, the plan, and most importantly, Sophia and Isabella. This time the police moved carefully. No mistakes, no leaks. Early morning, unmarked cars, a quiet operation. Sophia and Isabella were taken into custody without incident. No drama, no escape. During interrogation, the truth finally came out. "We didn't want him dead," Sophia said, her voice shaking for the first time. "We just wanted to teach him a lesson." But it was too late. The damage was done. 6 suspects, 2 sisters, 2 shooters, 2 accomplices, all charged, all behind bars. The case file was complete. Now it was up to the court. Riverside returned to its quiet routine. But for those who knew the story, things would never feel the same again. Because sometimes, the most dangerous crimes don't come from strangers. They come from people you trust the most. And one question still lingered in the air. Was it really just a lesson gone wrong, or a plan that went exactly as intended?